up on your leg. Sit with your butt against the pillow on top of this.
I love how this is you explaining to me how to sit on a bed.
On a bed. Like you're still high up. Well, hello there. Welcome back to the Whale Channel. I'm Aoife.
I'm Dee, and it's been a hot minute since we've actually done a sit-down video for this.
Yeah,
we're well out of practice.
We're really out of practice. So bear with us. This might be a little bit rambly. We asked you guys over on Instagram for some questions for Q&A.
We set out a couple of options on our Instagram story, which is at whale_pod_, where you could pop any questions, anything at all.
So I haven't seen some of these, and apparently my reaction is why I'm not allowed to look at them before it happens.
We'll see. Okay,
let's go.
The first question is, do you have any more trips planned for this year?
I don't. I have a lot of family stuff going on this year, so I haven't really been able to plan any trips, but we'll see. We'll see. I might end up doing it. One is TBC, but I haven't actually booked anything.
And I have.
She has about 700 booked.
I have 3 booked for.
This
3 booked
year.
for Orlando this year. We will
So
say.
far.
No, it's going to be 3.
So far.
So I'll be vlogging some of it. They'll go live soon-ish.
You'll probably have the first of these in about 3 weeks.
In about due course.
In about when it's done.
In about due course. So the next question we have is, who/where do you book your trips through? Do you book flights and parks separately?
So I book all my trips through Sandra.
Yeah.
Sandra is our travel agent.
Sandra's very good at finding little deals, but 9 times out of 10 when we were staying in Walt Disney World, we go through the Walt Disney Company directly.
But not for flights.
But not for flights. We tend to do flights ourselves. We tend to keep an eye out. Google Flights is my favorite tip. It literally, you put in your required dates where you want to go, and it will give you all of the airlines and all of the prices. It's much easier, I find, than Skyscanner, particularly if you're not sure when you're going to go. If you choose the date, if you pull up the month thing for like September, it'll give you the prices for every single date instead of having to jump to and from. We have booked through travel agents before. We've been lucky enough that it's been fine.
However, I know someone who is currently, as we film this, over there, who booked through a travel agent who had an absolute nightmare. So we tend not to go travel agent.
We tend to do everything ourselves, because then if there's a mess up, it's our fault.
We also know who we're booking with, so if there is a mess up or there is a problem and we book directly with Disney, their customer service is incredible.
Yeah.
And they will help you.
If you have anything booked through a travel agent, it's annoying. They tend to say you have to go through your travel agent, and then your travel agent will get in contact with us rather than dealing with it straightforward. So we're of the opinion we like to do it ourselves, but I know Sandra has another trip booked for the end of the year, and she did it with a travel agent because it was just cheaper. So obviously always go with a cheaper price, but if it tends to be ish the same, I like to do it separately so you have a bit more freedom.
And the thing is, we have a tendency to do a day here, a night there kind of thing within our stays, so it's handy for us to do it that way. I don't like travel agents. I just don't. I've booked through travel agents for other trips, and I've always had an issue of some form or another.
I think our very first vlog that we put on this channel, we went to Disneyland Paris, it was through a travel agent.
It was.
And they never put anyone's names on the room or the tickets.
Yeah.
So that was a fun thing we had to do, was just as we arrived. So I like to do it myself, as I said, because then if anything goes wrong, it's on you.
But it also means that you can deal directly with the supplier or the hotel or whatever. You don't have to go try and get in touch with the travel agent. It ends up being a weekend, time difference, all that kind of thing.
So yeah, there we go. We do it. So next question: best hotel stay for price. This is loaded as a question because we've
kind of done a good mix of everything.
Yeah,
I would say.
We've done...
If we were going on a cheapie, trying to get a last minute deal, do something on the cheap, I would go back to
Rosen Inn
on International Drive in Orlando for sure. It's super basic. It has no bells, it has no whistles, it is a bed and a shower. It's perfect for the price. It's central. I think for like your super budget option, hands down Rosen.
The trick is, we normally do, if we're doing super cheap, we stay somewhere on International Drive, tends to be Rosen. If we're going a bit fancier, we'll stay on site of either of the hotels. I have done villas before, like in my youth, and we've gotten burned a couple of times by villas, but that's a different story. But normally, if you're going to try to do cheap, the top tip we have is to make sure there's not a resort fee, because lots of places will have a €20 per day per person resort fee, which can end up being like nearly the price of your hotel again. Rosen Inn doesn't have resort fees, and it doesn't have parking fees either, so that's why we tend to go there. Disney now got rid of their parking, so Disney's a lot more beneficial. But if you're looking to stay on site with Disney, you have to see what the benefits are for you between a value, a moderate, and a deluxe. So we've stayed at a moderate, a value for the vlogs. I've done 1 or 2 nights in
We've stayed with
deluxe, yeah.
We did.
And I've done a long trip in deluxe as well. But that was when Disney had better deals.
There's nothing wrong with value in Disney.
No.
There's nothing wrong with doing a value resort in Disney. I do think that for 3 adult women in a room, we need to be in a moderate, just purely because of the space.
It's space. Also, moderates tend to have a bit more facilities in the resort. Like when we stayed in French Quarter, it was a bit closer.
Love French Quarter.
The food options were a bit better. There was a bar, like a proper sit-down bar. You had a hot tub. You had a slide. You had a bit better. You had the boat to go through. I know when we stayed in Pop, we had the Skyliner, which was amazing.
Yeah, it's just the room is a bit smaller, and it does tend to feel like it's closing in on you sometimes when you have 3 adults in the room.
Whereas when we did November and we had our sneaky night in Coronado, which is a moderate.
Yeah, like there was 4 of us.
It was a tiny bit bigger, but it felt
much bigger. And there was 4 adults in that room, so it does make a difference. If there's a lot of adults going together, I would lean towards a more moderate.
And then the other thing, so as I said earlier, you have to price up the benefits. So some Disney or off-property or Universal hotels will have great extra benefits that could be the reason why you stay there. So we normally, if we go to Universal for a sneaky in between a Disney trip, we'll try to stay in Portofino Bay, Hard Rock, or Royal Pacific.
Yeah.
Because you get
for
free
1 night.
For 1 night, because you get a free fast pass for everyone in the room for both of your days that you're staying. So you basically get it for 2 days. It tends up being cheaper to book the room than to get express passes in Universal. So that's why.
Because I think I was looking at express passes the other day just for, I have a friend over there currently. I was looking to see how much it would be for her to get it, and it was working out about $86 each, where you could get a room for a night
for $210 or something.
For $210 for 3 or 4 people, and get the express passes included
for 2 days
instead of spending $160 per person to do the express passes.
Yes, and then as obviously you don't have to worry about driving or buses. You have transport, the nice little boats. So that's my top tip if you want to do a Universal. If you're doing Universal for a short little window.
Now the thing is, we did stay in
Dockside.
Dockside,
yeah.
We stayed in
Endless
Dockside.
Summer.
Endless Summer Dockside. I think next time if we went, just based on some reading I did after we got back, I would try Surfside.
I think Surfside is
slightly more expensive. It's mildly more expensive, but apparently there's way less kids, and there was an awful lot of kids.
I don't know, I didn't stay in the hotel that time.
Sandra and I did, and I would say it was really nice. It was super comfortable. I would really recommend that if you want to do a hotel stay.
If you wanted to stay on site for Universal but not pay an arm and a leg, because the 3 we said before are quite expensive. They're like between $200 and $300 a night.
Yeah. So. Where the Dockside Surfside is a lot cheaper than that, but it was very, very comfortable. I have to say, and the facilities were really good as well. Like, we had a really nice kind of quick service type food area. There was a Starbucks, there was a pool that we didn't go near.
Freestyle machine,
There's freestyle machines, and you can get the mug for doing it. For the resort, the bus took like 5 minutes to get to the park.
Yeah.
I'd say at most in traffic it was 5
Mm-hmm.
minutes. So super central, really, really clean. That's one thing with me that is super important. I need the room to be clean. I need a clean bed and a clean bathroom. I don't mind if it's like not like super modern.
If there's any odd stains.
There's weird. I don't mind it being a bit dated. Clean is the main thing, and that's something that was definitely there.
On-site or off-site for Disneyland Paris?
I've never stayed off-site in Disneyland. Oh, I have.
Have
That
you?
is a lie. I have.
Have you?
I have. My first trip to Disneyland Paris, we stayed in Paris and commuted out to Disneyland. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
We did 2 days.
I know.
So it was only really 2 trips out, and it was fine. It didn't have a problem with it. I would not do it if you have little people.
I don't know, because I know there's a lot of places in Val d'Europe, which is like the next town over from Walt Disney World, that there's great hotels there, and a lot of the hotels have shuttles from there to the parks, which could be good, but I think you'd have to do more research. Also, we're really bad at Disneyland Paris. As much as we love going, we tend to just stay on site. I like going to Disneyland, but I tend to just try to get a good deal and stay on site, so you don't have to think that much. You just get up, go to the parks, come home. Next one. Is 4 days enough to do Walt Disney World as a first time goer?
That is what I did the first time.
Yeah. Like theoretically,
yes, but you're not going to get everything done. So it's a lot of money to spend to just do 4 days in the parks, because you're not going to be able to hit everything.
Yeah. Like,
but
Walt Disney World is made to be a repeat tourist destination. So they want you to come back and see other stuff. So they have made it so big that you can't technically do everything. You could, but you'll have lots of fights within your family.
Well, we did it, and we didn't. Probably because my parents didn't care what we did, and I went, I want to do this, and they went, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas if you had a lot of strong personalities, like, could you imagine me, you, and Sandra doing the 4 parks in 4 days and trying to get absolutely everything in?
We can't do that in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, that's the point. We go for 2.5 weeks. We do a lot of days in the parks. We normally average 2 days per park.
Mm-hmm.
And we still don't get everything done.
It's made that way. So if you're going and you're worried, don't be. Try to make a list of the top things you want to do. So like your top 5 rides, top 5 food items you want to get, top 5 shows, and then prioritize those within the group. So everyone gets their top 5 or top 3. So if you're going,
I even
4
think that's
days,
too
I'd
many. I'd
say
say everyone gets to
top
pick
3.
one thing.
Yeah.
Because even if you pick 3, something's going to get knocked off the list, because you do have queues to deal with and all that kind of thing.
You do have cutting yourself, you do have getting sick, you do have buses breaking down.
You have queues, you have people wanting to get food, you have bathroom breaks, you have kids having a meltdown.
You have seen something totally different that you've never seen before and you just want to try. So we tend to make a plan and throw it out the window.
But we tend to have 2 to 3 things each
that
are must do.
Yeah. So basically, can you do it in 4 days? Yes. Should you do it in 4 days? No. But
it depends. If you're going and you can only do 4 days there, and you know you're going to end up going back, but you still want to have that first trip and that first experience, yes, pick something in each park that you definitely want to do for each person. Get those done, and anything else is a bonus.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're going to go back and do.
Yeah, but I don't think you could. There's no way you can do absolutely everything.
Not a chance.
Staying on that kind of breath, our split stays worth it for a 2-week trip. 5 days at Universal and rest at Disney.
Yes. I would say yes.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to stay on site, and you're going to stay on site in Disney and take the benefit of having that internal transport system, and then staying in Universal, and again having that internal transport system, if you're staying in one of the fancy ones, you're getting that express pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're staying on site in Disney, maybe getting a dining card or whatever.
Dining plan's back, I think, so.
Next year. Yeah, I would say definitely it is. Price it up. if it makes sense, I would say yes.
Yeah, we tend to, when we do those big family trips, or we're doing our big trips, we tend to do a split between the two of them. So we'll make a big move from Disney to Universal, and then we finish it. I have done before that it's Disney, Universal in the middle, and then come back to Disney, but then you're technically paying for 2 hotels for like some of the nights.
Yeah, and like that makes sense for maybe a night, because we do that regularly. But I think if you're going to do a split where you know you're going to spend the first part in one and the second part in the other, definitely do a split stay.
If you're doing the 5 days in Universal and you want to stay on site, split them up. If you're staying off property and you're doing like you're staying on International Drive or in a villa, it's super doable. Just map out which day you prefer to go to, what park you prefer to go to, and then if it works, because that. Going to Orlando but not doing Walt Disney World, what resort should we visit for some Disney vibes? So I'm assuming that is, you don't have park tickets but you still want to get some Disney aesthetic.
That's kind of what we do if we go and do a Universal trip.
Yeah, I think we did that with...
Yeah, so we have a tendency to do that if we're just going to go to Universal and we're not going to go into the Disney parks. We try and do like an evening in a resort. I will always say the Poly. We always try and say we'll do somewhere else, but the Poly is like...
Yeah, so Disney have started a new thing though, that if you try to go into a resort, you need to have a restaurant or something booked. Like you have to have a reservation to go in. So if you really want to go to ticket... No, you can't really go to ticket transportation, then you have to pay for thingies. You have to park. You have to pay for parking. Disney Springs, yeah, so just park in Disney Springs.
Park in Disney Springs and get the bus across from Disney Springs. I will always say the Poly.
I tend to say pick a park and then go to one of those fun resorts. Most people, if you want Disney vibes, go to the Magic Kingdom resort. So that would be Contemporary, Poly, or Grand Floridian. Boardwalk is beautiful just to hang out with, which is right.
Boardwalk is pretty cool.
Beach Club is kind of fun to do a little.
To be honest, if you're gonna go to the Boardwalk, like you'd be going to the piano bar and things like that.
Yeah.
And
if you have a chance, do jelly rolls, just not on a Sunday.
Just don't do jelly rolls on a Sunday.
But yeah, any of the big resorts, the deluxe ones, you're pretty much happy out. Bar, I wouldn't do Old Key West or Saratoga Springs because they're old school DVC, so they're just big rooms. There's not much facilities around.
Yeah. I'll just say, go to Poly, get a Lapu Lapu, and make sure you're not driving.
And sit by the beach and watch the fireworks. It's magical. Would you do a value resort or upgrade to a moderate? Love the channel.
Moderate.
We've already kind of answered this. Yeah, I would upgrade to a mod. If you can stretch it. Obviously, if you can't, stay in Pop.
Pop was good. Art of Animation was nice as well.
Yeah, I've stayed in All-Star Music and All-Star Movies. They're fine, but the big fallback for those is they're so far out. They're out near Animal Kingdom. So if you're going to Magic Kingdom and Epcot, it's a long bus journey at the end of the night. So I would stay in Pop or Art if you're doing a value. Moderates are amazing. I think moderates are
the best.
Yeah.
Port Orleans French Quarter was
so nice.
It's just a really nice vibe. Now, always take what we say
with a big grain of salt.
Yeah, because we're paying for one person. Each of us is individually paying for ourselves for these. So my budget as a person spending for just me is very different if it was paying for a family of 4.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with value resorts. We've never had really a bad experience at a value resort. We just like that little bit extra because we can afford it.
Yeah.
We have also found that some of the packages are slightly better with the moderates for us.
Yeah, the other thing is there's extras. So when we went in 2020, we were originally going to stay in a value, but because they had free dining, we decided to upgrade to a moderate. So we got the quick service and then upgraded the dining plan again. So we kind of did a cost analysis and realized it was long-term cheaper to stay in French Quarter than it would be in Pop. So they have those kind of elements as well if you're doing a family of 4. But if you can do moderate, I would upgrade. Treat yourself. You only live once. YOLO.
And the thing is as well, like I know that a lot of people ask, is dining plan worth it? I think we've always found it is, but we do eat in the parks.
Understatement of the year.
She just shut off. I was on a roll. I was making a very good point, and she was just like, no. We upgraded the last time in 2020 when we got dining plan so that we got the table service, and that meant that we were able to go to places like
California Grill,
Space 220.
No, we went to Sanaa, California Grill. We did another two. Topolino's,
highly recommend.
Garden
I love
Grill.
Topolino's. And we take advantage of that for those sit-down dinners, which does make a lot of sense because they can get really expensive really fast. So if you are going to go and you're going to eat quite a bit and you have a lot of, you know, people who like their food, I would say it is worth it. If you've picky eaters, if you've people who are going to skip 2 meals and just have a massive breakfast, probably not worth it.
I think the main thing you're going to come out of this Q&A is that cost analysis and breakdowns are worth it to see if the extras you're getting is worth the initial extra price.
Okay.
So sometimes at Disney you have to think of it, like, you know, when we get dining plan, it seems super expensive, but you're kind of getting an all-inclusive Disney holiday.
I'm going to just put a caveat in here. Neither of us have in any way, shape or form any part in figuring out the cost analysis. Have to give credit to Sandra on that one. Sandra does all of that for us. We'll
give her information and she'll add it to her very intense Excel sheet.
But she will come back and she will have it broken down with all the information for us, which is super handy.
Befriend an accountant or have an accountant in the family, you're sorted.
Yeah, someone who likes numbers, who likes doing breakdowns like that is really handy. But do break it down kind of day by day.
Which Universal hotel would you love to stay in?
Hard Rock.
I have stayed in all of the big sexy ones. So I stayed in Portofino, Hard Rock, Royal Pacific. I knew so nearly calling it Royal Caribbean. Royal Pacific. I've stayed in Surf Dockside. I slept there for a night. I stayed in Dockside. Did I stay there for a night?
No, you didn't. You had a nap. She didn't stay there for a night.
I paid for it. And yeah, Hard Rock Cafe is one of the most fun. I also really love Royal Pacific.
That's where we normally stay.
Yeah.
Royal Pacific, we stayed a couple of times. The vlogs will be linked down below. It's really nice. I really enjoyed it. Super comfortable. We never spent any time in the hotel.
No. Well, we had the nice pool night.
We literally went down to the pool for half an hour.
That was lovely.
It was really nice.
It was lovely. I did a pool day in Hard Rock when I went before. I think that is a vlog series. And it was so nice, so chill. When I stayed in Portofino, which is the most expensive, it's a beautiful hotel, but it's a bit pompous. I felt a bit uncomfortable there.
I'd like to stay
But that could just be me. But I think probably next time we do a trip, we'll do sneaky Hard Rock.
I think I'd like to do Hard Rock because it's one that you see.
Also, which Universal hotel would I like to stay in? Now thinking about it, the new one in Epic Universe.
It's not open yet.
Well, I will be. That's the answer. The one that's like the doors, you know, like Disneyland Paris. That big boy. First go-to ride in each Walt Disney World park.
Magic Kingdom is Peter Pan for me. Hollywood Studios would be Slinky. Animal Kingdom, Flight of Passage, hands down. And Epcot. Oh, Cosmic.
Yeah, I was going to say, come on.
Cosmic. I was literally forgot Cosmic existed because I was going to be like, none of them. And then I went, hang on, Cosmic. Right,
yeah, so I'm kind of same. Epcot is Cosmic. Animal Kingdom is Flight of Passage. Followed by Dinosaur. And then Hollywood Studios is Minnie and Mickey's Railway. And Magic Kingdom, I've kind of gone off Jungle Cruise because I'm sick of the lines. F in chat if you remember when Jungle Cruise was max half an hour most of the time. I hate the 75 minutes, so I tend to People Mover.
Everyone loves People Mover. Anyone who says they don't love People Mover is just not a
fake fan.
People mover is the best thing to just get a rest. Okay, can I follow on? Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's your least favourite niche park?
Oh, Astro Orbiters.
For each one though.
Okay,
Magic
Magic Kingdom,
for
Astro
you is-
Orbiters.
So mine would be Space Mountain.
Animal Kingdom, tough to be a bug.
Oh, okay, mine would be Navi River Journey because, oh my god, it's freaking... It's a small world without the like nostalgia of It's a Small World.
But with bioluminescence, baby.
Epcot.
Oh, easy, Mission Space.
I think everyone agrees it's Mission Space.
Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios. What's your least favorite ride in Hollywood Studios? Oh, Tower of Terror for me. And I know that that's an unpopular
I thought you were going to say Smuggler's Run.
No. I quite enjoy Smuggler's Run. Depends on which side.
Joe, it doesn't exist anymore, but that goddamn Ariel show, Little Mermaid show that was used to be in Hollywood Studios, that was horrific. It was so bad, and I'm glad it's moldy.
Sorry, I take it back. Tower of Terror is not the worst ride in Hollywood Studios. The Muppets is. For me, you know I'm not wrong. You'd probably be able to drag me onto Tower of Terror.
Yeah,
you know,
Muppets
you'd
not a
never
chance.
get me in Muppets.
Favorite and least favorite park for Walt Disney World?
So I'm really conflicted because this depends on what humour I'm in.
This is a mood.
It's a mood thing. So if I'm going and I just want to forget all of my troubles and have fun but be like an adult, I'm going to Epcot, right? If I want to go and pretend I'm 10 years old and just, you know, completely regress and not think about anything, it's got to be Magic Kingdom.
The horrible thing is, I love them all, but there's a reason why Animal Kingdom I haven't been since we've gone in May 2022. And I've been back 3 times.
I like Animal Kingdom.
I love Animal Kingdom, but am I ever arsed going that far? No. Why do you love Figment so much?
Because Figment's a legend.
I love Figment. We have friends that we met through this channel who are like, no, I don't understand him. What are you talking about? And my response is, what are you talking about? It's Figment.
It's Figment. He is just... Not everything has to be, you know...
Make you shaped.
Exactly. Figment's... He's
a
weird.
Figment of your imagination.
He's a bit rude. He's just...
fun. He's silly. I'm still going by the Disney Plus should do a kid show that's all about Figment and how you can use your personality to learn about different things.
Yes. Can you imagine a Figment where they actually had like live actors and people coming in to meet Figment?
Fun. Also, Figment's now a meet and greet starting soon. I'm so excited. I could scream.
Figment's
I will.
Amazing. Also, Figment's really good after a few drinks.
Okay, this is a double question.
Okay.
So someone put in it. We'll try. Okay. Are you ready for your September trip? And then, Eva, why aren't you going in September?
I can't go in September. I have commitments that I am not able to miss in and around August and September.
But I'm so excited for my September trip because I'm going to meet up with one of, fun fact, one of our now friends that we've met through the channel who is a subscriber and is Little Bay. This is how I meet all of my favourite people. That's how I got my boyfriend. That's how I got my friends. Because Last of Us is going to be a house at Halloween Horror Nights.
Which I'm kind of really... Okay, can I admit something? And you're not allowed to hit me.
That's okay.
I haven't watched Last of Us yet.
That's okay.
Because I'm getting Sky.
That's fine.
And I don't want to like
it's
watch
based
it on a
after the
shitty
game
screen.
anyway. It's the game version, not the Pedro Pascal version.
That's okay. But like, I'm really excited that that house will actually be fun.
Yeah, it's a scare zone too.
You know?
Clickers, baby.
Although, I will say, she may be going there in September. But I'm trying to convince her that we should do Permaphobia again.
Oh, we will be doing Permaphobia again.
So, we will have that in September, so you will see my face.
Yay. We are going to try to do, because I'm very conscious that I have lots of trip, Aoife has her family commitments. Yeah. I was like, what is the word of
However, as part of my family commitments, there might be a vlog coming.
Or 2. So I'm conscious that we still want to have content of the both of us, because this is a both of us channel. So you will see both of our faces. We're going to try to do fun local things around Dublin and stuff like that.
Bear with us while we figure this out, you know, because she is going a lot, and I bought a house. So, you know, she spends her money on trips and I got a house.
I'm investing to get a investor so I can get a house.
Yeah, see, I invested in the house.
I have my deposit. What should I? Anyway,
Oh, that's fine. No, but you're prioritizing something different to me in this current space.
next question. Must pack items for any Disney trip.
Power bank. Your phone's gonna die.
Yes.
It's very hot.
Yes.
Water
Also,
bottle.
top trick for your power bank. If you can, try to get a power bank in America that stays your American power bank, because we've had Irish ones that we've used the voltage in America and it's messed the bank up, and vice versa, that we got an American one and used Irish voltage on it and it's messed it up. So that's a little sneaky trip. What else is there? We
Insulated water bottle.
Tums.
Tums. All of the Tums.
So a lot of the things I pack for Disney in America, it tends to more so be what I buy in Target for the trip to make sure I have. So it's Tums, it is Sunbum sunscreen, the best
Same
sunscreen.
price. It's cheaper over there now
Is
than
it?
it is here. It is currently €23 here.
It is.
And it is $18 in Target.
It is so good.
Highly
We
recommend.
both have quite sensitive skin. I've never burnt using Sunbum ever.
I also am slightly allergic to sun cream. Something in it clogs the pores on my face and I break out. And I've never broken out from Sunbum.
The other thing is there is a type of Band-Aid that you can only get in America, which is called a Skin Flex Band-Aid. They're super good because I used to, touch wood, it hasn't happened the last couple, is I tend to have some type of injury, big injury happen, or I get sick on every trip. So I found these when Sandra brutally tried to kill me in Blizzard Beach or Typhoon Lagoon, and I like completely sliced up my leg and I couldn't walk on it because the cut was that bad. But these little plasters just covered them as though they were safe, but I could still bend my knee. So they're great for any of those horrible scrapes that you still have the movement, and so you can get in and out of rides and you're not worried about the plaster coming up. What else do we always buy?
So I've bought Liquid IV the last couple of times we've gone. I find that really good. I get really dehydrated really easily and really quickly. You'll even notice in this video I'm sipping water all the time because it's warm here and I'm getting dehydrated so quickly.
Yeah.
I find them great. I'm gonna say it, they're not the greatest taste, but
They do.
they're fine. You get used to them enough that you can drink it. But I find it's so helpful. It's worth the kind of...
Yeah. Like at the start. I'm just trying to think of what I always make sure is in my bag. So always in my Disney park bag I have power bank, I'll have the camera stuff, because you guys have to come, water bottle or something like, or one of the other things we really like to get is one of those carabiners to hook,
click your water bottle onto the outside of your bag.
so you don't have to put it in your bag. But it does get annoying because it kind of clangs sometimes. So
that's because we have metal ones, because we got insulated metal ones. You have a...
I have a
bottle.
chili one. I have one I got off Amazon.
Yes.
Which is good, which has a hook kind of built into it.
So I've actually kept that one. That one is a knockoff. You know the ones that Julian Solomita swears by? It's a knockoff of a Yeti. It's a cheaper version of a Yeti is the one that we both got for 2020. It's inside and it keeps things really cold for a really long time. And just clip it on the outside, but they are metal.
Yeah, so what must you pack?
If you're a makeup girly,
Underwear.
If you're a makeup girly, a decent concealer, a damp beauty blender, and some powder, because
a powder
it's
puff.
gonna move.
Like one of those triangle powder puffs.
Yes, super handy. I like a loose setting powder personally, but whatever you fancy. Hair bobbins, because you're gonna get peeved with your hair if you wear it down in the morning. By the time it gets to lunchtime, it's gone up. Sunglasses, decent sunglasses, but not super expensive, because the chances of you breaking / losing
Or
them is
losing them.
high.
Super high. Yeah, like I know people always swear by those little handheld fans I find they just blow hot air into my face and then I'm not getting enough gust that I tend to not use them because I get irritated by them. So I'll go into Hall of Presidents instead.
However, this one is broken. We've gotten these in Epcot. I have
China.
a red one, I have this one, and I have another one that my mum has.
Yeah.
They're
is great.
So much better.
They've started selling really big ones too in Disney, like in the shops that are big Twerping fans.
I have one of those.
You have one. I have one
It's
too.
the bottom one over there.
So like this, that does this. And this is just huge.
Huge. They are really good. I don't like this one as much.
No, I prefer
love
the small ones that you can get in China. They're because they fit into your
They're
bag
easier to fit in your bag, but I do love this one because it's Haiti.
Don't get an electric fan, get a handheld one.
Sometimes
Get you some bum from Target.
the modern version is not the best. The unreliable will do you better.
Go to Target, get your things.
Buy bottled water in Target, don't buy it in the parks. Yeah. That's your other tip.
I think we might be kind of done. Oh, this is from Paul. Daddy Pascal or chips.
Chatty Pascal.
Top tips for summer heat in the parks.
Water.
Don't go.
It's always summer heat in the parks though.
Oh,
For
summer.
For us going over, it's always going to be summer heat in the parks. But summer over there is even hotter.
I'm going in July this year. I've never been in June, July, or August. I'm terrified. I would be better able to tell you this answer in a vlog a couple of weeks down the line.
I would just say water. Just make sure you stay hydrated.
Lots
That's
of
the
shops.
biggest one.
Shop visits. Go to the shops.
Yeah.
Go do shows. Enchanted Tiki rooms.
Also, just don't get a taste for Florida water, because I know it's cheaper to buy a Coke than it is to buy water in the parks. You will pay for it later.
Yeah. Also, don't run yourself raw because you feel like you have to get everything done. You might get one day of everything in Magic Kingdom, but then you won't be able to go to Epcot because you got heat stroke. So
Or you'll
listen to
just
your
get
body.
exhausted. You'll
Yeah.
just get exhausted. We always, without fail, we will
First
have a day
Yeah.
where we just crash and we're like, can't move.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to happen even if you're not running yourself ragged,
Yeah.
I think. So don't try and run yourself too ragged, because you're going to come back and need a holiday from your holiday.
So I think that is all the questions we have right now. It's still live up on our Instagram, so we might get more. So if you see us again, we've gotten more clips, questions. But if not, that's the end of the video. We hope you learned something.
Thank you for sending in your questions. We really appreciate it. We do this every so often.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute since we've done a sit-down video, one of these. But sometimes we will just pop it up on the Instagram at @whale_pod_ and answer over there. And also, if you ever have any questions, feel free to shoot us a message.
We like to think we're
We
nice.
like to have the chats and help people out. I won't say we're experts, but we have some experience that if we don't know the answer, we'll know where to point you in the
I would
direction.
also say, if you are more interested in Disneyland Paris stuff, a really great resource is Disneyland Paris for Irish.
Yes.
For Irish. And Stuart's amazing. He's this big knowledge posh of a human and lovely. So I would pop over to him on Instagram. I think he's a Facebook group as well with the same name.
Yes.
We'll pop it down below anyway in case you're more interested in Disneyland Paris, because as much as I enjoy going to Paris, I don't know much other than the Pirates has 3 drops instead of the 1 like it does in World.
Well, thank you so much for watching. We will have some other stuff coming soon. There is another vlog series from Orlando
Coming in
coming
due
soon.
course.
I might have a vlog from another trip that I'm going on that's separate. I'm hoping that I will have at least one video.
So
it might involve murder.
Not mine.
No, you're in a different country. at
Okay,
the
cool.
time.
Our socials are listed down below as always. We love you for watching us. Thank you for choosing our video. And
We will see you on the other side.
bye!